So we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into this video. So right now I'm taking my Got to Be gel and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the edges and the hairline so I could push all the hair to the back to get it out of the way. So we will not be using any adhesive, but if you would like to use adhesive, you can following these steps. Just when I go ahead and do the gel part to gel the wig down, you will use your adhesive. So the same steps apply. And sometimes I do use a wig cap for this glueless closure wig, or sometimes I do not. It honestly depends. Most times I do not because it's not needed, but in this particular instance I just did just because I really don't know what my reasoning is when I do decide to use a wig cap and when I don't. Honestly, I have to get back to y'all with that one. But so I'm gonna go ahead and take my Got to Be gel and I'm going to go ahead and put it all on the forehead so that this will help give a better meltdown and protect the hair. Even though we're not using nothing that's going to harm nobody's edges, you know. But I just added the wig cap. And then if you're going to add a wig cap, you definitely need to sew the round of the wig cap down, because if you don't, that wig cap will come up as you're wearing the wig, and that ain't the vibe. It's gonna be slipping back, the back gonna be coming up. It don't have no type of security. So go ahead and sew it down. As you can see, I have my anchor braids, so that's what I'm sewing the wig cap down to, the anchor braids. Yes, I got a middle part braid pattern for closure, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew that wig cap to them anchor braids. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my spritz on top of the gel so that so that the wig cap could better hold. So you just want to go ahead and blow that dry on warm hair, and once that gel is completely dry, then you will cut off the excess cap. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut around the whole head and take the cap off and get as close as possible to the skin without cutting yourself or your client. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the freeze spray, and I have it on my finger. Y'all ain't see it in the camera frame, but my finger is actually putting down the wig cap that is curling up. So you want that wig cap to be literally flush into the skin, because if it's rolling up, when you go put down your wig or your frontal, you're gonna see that roll up, and that the texture, the lump underneath, like, it's gonna be visible. So you need to make sure that you go ahead and freeze spray any of the excess cap that did not lay down. And what I have on this white paper towel, I have some alcohol, because you want to go ahead and make sure you have a clean surface to apply your gel, your adhesive, whatever the case may be. But for this install, just keep a clean canvas for your gel. So I'm just gonna wipe off any extra oil that may have been there, the oil, extra product, anything out the way. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my gel, and I'm gonna go add a nice, not too much of a thin layer, but a nice thick enough layer into the forehead. Then I'm gonna take my freeze spray and then spray over it. So now I'm gonna take the blow dryer, and I'm going to blow dry this on warm heat for about 30 seconds to a minute. And you don't want to put the wig as soon as you put down the gel and the freeze spray, no, because it's gonna be completely wet. You need to get it a little dry, a little tacky, and then you go ahead with the blow dry, obviously, and then you will go ahead and apply the wig. So don't just put it on completely straight, because it's gonna make a mess, one. Then it ain't really gonna last as it should, because you just putting this on something wet. Like, no, I'm treating this gel like if it was a real glue, but it's not. But still, for a longer hold, and this can last up to 5 days without you having to redo it again when you know, obviously tie it down good. And it is a gel, so yes, it's gonna come up a little quicker. It could last longer if you just real careful and you don't sweat and you just tie your hair down every night. Of course, it could last a little longer, but minimal 5 days this will last before you having to go ahead and redo it again. And it's easy to refix yourself, easy to clean up. It's really no mess. It's 1, 2, 3. You doing this under really 10 minutes if you want to keep it above. But yeah, to touch it up yourself at home or whatever the case may be. But so any of the parts of the closure that did not lift, I'm gonna go ahead and have more gel. And y'all seen I just sprayed the spray. Do not do this if you're not comfortable, because if you're spraying the spray and you're constantly putting a comb over it, it will flake up and turn white and flaky, and at that point you're gonna be struggling. So if this is, you know, your first time, or you're not really comfortable with these products or whatever the case may be, you'll just go ahead and add the freeze spray until the end of the rat till come, put it on top of the gel, blow dry you, and then you'll go ahead and put it down. Because y'all see me spray real quick on top. Yes, I could do that. Y'all see the potes? I ain't pulling too hard, but it's on there like swimwear. But I don't want y'all to spray and then you're gonna go ahead and have flakiness because, you know, you overdoing the product and irritating it. So to continue, I probably ain't finished my last thought, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and add my elastic band so that this could seep into the gel, the lace, and it can melt real nice or whatever. And now we are to the styling process. I'm gonna go ahead and comb this hair down, and then I'm going to begin barrel curling. And y'all can definitely click on the iCard above this video that just popped up here so that you can watch how I barrel curl hair. I just dropped a video on how I barrel curl, so if you want to watch that detailed video and you don't know how to use a barrel curl iron, go ahead and watch that video. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all watch me style real quick, and then I'll be back with y'all. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my hot comb, and I'm about to lay down after I finish styling the top of the hair so that it'll be, you know, completely real neat, real laid out the scalp. So after I take the hot comb and make everything flat, I'm gonna take my brown black spray with the end of the rat tail so I can have a nice defined middle part, and I'm gonna spray that part, and make sure you add in pressure so that the spray is only adhering to what's not showing. So when you pick up that metal, it just be real like scrape. But if you don't add enough pressure, you might have a little bit spray that goes in areas that it shouldn't. So it's just better if the more pressure that I learn, the better is crisp the spray and the part gonna look, unless that you're gonna go ahead and have to fix. And make sure when you do that as well, make sure you have something covering the front of the lace, because girl, if you spray that lace, it's sprayed and you finna take off the wig and do it again. No, so just cover the front of the lace and just only make sure the part is showing. Don't put it on the front of the lace, because once the spray go on there, baby, it's on there. So now I'm finna do the baby hairs, and the baby hairs for closures, I usually always do 3 swoops. Even with a 4x4, 3 swoops is all it's gonna give. But when it is a 5x5 closure, it just have more of a frontal illusion look. Like, I literally make my closures look like frontals. Like, it really be looking like a frontal, and you ain't even got no frontal, girl. You might not be able to put it behind your ear, but you're gonna have that melt down, that lace look out the scalp. Not the lace look, but y'all know what I mean. Like, what it's giving. It's giving the girls out the scalp, giving what you would think she got a whole unit on, but it's really just a little closure. And the 5x5, I feel like is the perfect fit. 4x4 is a little bit too small because you really can't do too much. 6x6 can be a little too big. Like, yes, it's big, but it just be big. But at 5x5, I feel like whatever style you're trying to achieve without a frontal, you can get it with a 5x5. So this just looks so good. Like, her whole front is just giving the girls what a girl has said, and then think, oh, okay, what's up? What else? Okay, but now seriously, back to the video. So I'm just go ahead and doing my baby hairs, and I'm just doing this literally the same thing y'all seen in the other videos. Is the same thing I'm doing now. It's really repetitive. Like, when you find what's working, continue to do what's working. Like, when that one method work, just do it till the wheels fall off. And then we're gonna use our hot comb, because the hot comb is our best friend, which we know. because it's going to get everything off flat and crisp. Once you're going to add your free spray to get rid of all the flyaways and you style it to your likings, that really basically sums up this video. If y'all have any comments or concerns, y'all already know the deal. Go ahead, put down below. Make sure y'all try this method if you haven't already, and I'll check y'all out in the next video. Bye, Doll Baddies.